Smith and MacArthur make some time for Cowboy Boy.
Welcome to Cowboy Boys podcast. The MacArthur experience.
Yeah.
Trained by day, MacArthur podcast all day and night. With me is my guest, possible future co-host.
Yeah.
The position's open.
Yeah, dude.
Mike Abrusci.
Hey, what's up? I'm getting really comfortable here.
You got a whole couch to sprawl out there.
I really do have a whole couch to spread out here.
Except you are sitting the furthest away from anyone. A lot of people like to sit on
right
this
there?
edge, but
Not me, dude.
You're trendsetter.
I like to build a wall between me and everyone else in my life.
Like to build a wall between you and other races.
I like to build a wall between the east side of the city and the west side of the city.
build the wall.
Dude.
Did you visit the wall while you were in Las Vegas, Nevada?
No.
That's where they really need to build a wall
Dude, they should build a wall.
between Fremont Street and
Dude, I fucking hate that place so much.
how many times have you been to Vegas? Because I want to tell you
not that many, 3 or 4.
that is a city in the West Coast. Because I'm
Yeah.
West Coast, and
But that's the part. It's like I hate the Las Vegas part. Like, you know, like the
it's a nightmare city.
yeah, but like the downtown part where like where Wise Guys and stuff is, the like arts district. That's like fine.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's like it's the thing where it's like
I've only been like on the cracked out parts of Fremont Street.
yeah.
And like every single casino. Here's my favorite part of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m.
Okay.
When it's 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and the sun is rising and people are getting arrested.
Yeah.
And like there's nothing but it's a really rare time. It's one of the most beautiful times of Vegas. Right before morning rush hour. All the like healthy granola joggers are out.
Yeah.
All the security are like poking drunk people.
Yeah. To be
They're-
like, get the fuck up.
Like, are you alive? Do we
Yeah.
need to arrest you, or can you go somewhere else that's not here? What do we want to do? And cops are arresting people that are like, I can't. What is that?
yeah.
That it's really just like a very serene time for me. And I don't know, longtime listeners know I love casinos. Casinos do something
That's
to me.
so funny.
They
Do
energize
you hate
me.
windows? You hate natural light?
No, I love natural light.
Interesting.
Because like if I were to design a house, it'd be like one of those. What are they called? The Earth. The hippies have stupid names for them. The Earth spaceships.
yeah.
Where
okay,
it's like they carve out the side of a mountain and put nothing but windows, and they're like, I live in a greenhouse and shit in a hole.
yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, I that does sound cool.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the right way to do it. Is to return to caveman and monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, you're checking the levels.
No, I wanted to make sure I didn't kick the power supply.
Oh, we got batteries.
Okay.
But no, so I do love windows. I love natural light. I can't. You see my room.
Yeah.
I have not only do I have the light, I had to put the LED strips on.
Yeah.
And it's not like I have to put more light. More light, the better. So sunroof, I love. But
Yeah.
there's something about a casino where it's all these old degenerates.
Yeah.
Old people just wasting their last, like, you have so little time left.
Do you like
and
the
they're
desperation that you can feel in there?
I like the desperation. I like the hope, the evil
Okay.
hope.
Yeah.
I like the colors. I think it's like, you know, the fun carpets, all the mirrors.
Yeah.
You don't know
like
what
the speckled, like the confetti looking carpets.
Yeah, like the bowling alley. Just
yeah.
everything in a casino is meant to not like you're supposed to be lost. You're not supposed to know what time it is. You're not supposed to know where you are.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that feeling.
Yeah.
It is no time. It is no place. There's just lights. There's misery. There's beauty. It's the full spectrum, like frozen in time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love casino, and that people can smoke inside. That's freedom, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I was staying at the Stratosphere at the Strat, and you could really smoke inside.
At the Strat?
Yeah, you could really smoke inside.
Is it
there.
just like is there a hotel at the top, or is it a casino at the top, or
Casino's at the bottom? Casino's the ground floor.
is it a restaurant on top?
No, it's like there's like roller coasters and shit up there. There's like roller
It's
coasters.
a theme park up there.
Kind of. It's like roller coasters, and you can
not-
bungee jump off the side, and there's like a restaurant up top.
It's not like a real roller
But that's
coaster
like a
though.
different.
It's like
I don't know. It's a different. So it's like it's really two buildings. There's like the Space Needle part, and then like the hotel part.
and the hotel's on the bottom.
The hotel is like 24 floors.
What am I thinking of?
The Stratosphere looks like the Space Needle.
Because every time I've been to the Stratosphere, which is once, I showed up and it's like, oh, this is the worst neighborhood I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
that.
like
Yeah.
Skid Row.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go up. And then they're like, it's $40 to get in. And I'm like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, you go up, you go back down, and you're like, whoa, this is a bad location.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, I want some money gambling.
Nice. What'd you play? What's your game?
I was just playing slots
This classic.
because I was hanging out with our friend Matt, and we were just like bullshitting after the shows, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I brought some cash. I'm like, I brought a little bit because sometimes I like playing roulette. Every once in a while, I'll play blackjack, but I'm not super good at either of those. I just think it's fun.
How much did you win?
I won like total over the weekend, like $30.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You came out on top.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I did, but then it was 115 degrees, so I spent probably 3 times as much as that on Ubers.
How much is?
I had to get to do like 3 or 4 a day.
How much are they?
It depends on where you're going.
They can't be more than Manhattan. Because Manhattan's
No,
like
but I
30, $50.
Yeah, but if I'm taking a car in New York City, I take 1 a day. I don't take 4
That is true.
because I can take the train. There's public transportation in New York. If I'm taking a car, it's either because I'm super late or I'm trying to like impress a woman or
You're trying to impress a woman with an
Yeah.
Uber.
with an Uber. Yeah.
You're not. If it's some floozy, you're just like, let's fucking get a lift, a taxi.
No, I'm saying like a car in general.
Oh, if it's just some whore.
I go
you're
like, hey, you can take the train over.
meet me here. My
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
Whoever
yeah.
gets there first.
Yeah. It's a race, and whoever gets here first pays for a car back to my house. And we're meeting at my house. So,
All right.
no, but that's like, or I'm super late, or like the trains are fucked up. Like, that's when I get a car in New York.
Okay.
And in Las Vegas, it was so hot, and it was also like, I didn't want to walk from the club back to that hotel through the crack neighborhood at night.
Yeah.
And it was also like at night, it was still 100 and something degrees. Like it didn't cool down. It was 115, 120 degrees the entire time I was there.
Now imagine how it felt for me, a desert person, to come to the East Coast,
Dude.
and it's
yeah.
like 80 degrees and the humidity is 100%, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the thing. It's so, like we walked around in the early afternoon yesterday, and it was like 100 something degrees, and it was hot as fuck. But there's no humidity, so it's like
You can deal with it.
I could deal with it. I didn't love it, but I wasn't like dripping sweat.
Yeah, no. My favorite part of Vegas is I told you to watch out for it. Is when you're walking on the street,
Yeah.
is you'll just sink into the asphalt.
Yeah.
You'll just step into some tar, and it'll be like, whoops.
I'd say my favorite part of Las Vegas is the whores.
Did you meet any floozies? Did you meet any?
I'm sure.
Oh, you met them, but you didn't.
I didn't
partake. Know them.
No. There's a woman after one of the shows that was.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, she was like a really good looking woman, like in her 40s, like good looking in like a normal way. Like she didn't look all Las Vegas-y.
A gilf.
A gilf. Yeah. A 40-year-old grandmother that I'd like to fuck. But like probably in her 40s, but like good looking. But then she was like, I drive Uber, and I was like, interesting.
I mean, it's Vegas.
Yeah,
You got to do anything just for. That's one of those. One of the.
But I was like, are you also doing something else?
I'm so confused by people who end up becoming like lifelong dealers.
Yeah,
That's one of those jobs where I'm like, how did you do this?
yeah,
Because it is like a skill. Like you get good. There's dealers who get really good at it. And I'm like,
yeah.
is there like a school? Do you go to like,
Or just like on the job training?
or do you just fuck up and then they're like, whatever, you just don't do it again, and then you just are. I don't know. That's one of those jobs where whenever I look at them, I'm like, I can't believe that's a thing.
Yeah,
I can believe comedians a thing. I can believe crack whore is a thing.
Yeah.
Politician. When I look at dealers, I'm like,
you're like, how?
Yeah.
You're like, and because there has to be a contingent of people that it's like, well, it's $3 more than if I was the fucking a guy at one of a server inside the casino, because it's just like people who just like live there.
But also, every dealer looks like they were born to be a dealer.
Yeah,
Like, you know how every air stewardess has like a giant, like the black lady air stewardess has like the biggest ass you've ever seen.
yeah,
And you're like, it's every single one. Every single
Yeah.
air stewardess, every single dealer is like always a little short.
yeah.
They're kind of like jockeys. right?
Yeah, because you don't want to tower over the people playing and intimidate them, and you don't want to.
Every single garbage truck driver is Italian guy.
Yeah,
It's
but that's because
just-
that's a racket.
Oh, it's nepotism.
Yeah. Italian nepotismo.
Oh man,
I've turned a corner on the Italians. I hate
What
them
to what?
again.
Oh, you're back to
I started my life hating them.
fair.
I thought it was like, because it's like that's not like the world like I'm Italian and I'm from Long Island, but like the Italian Long Island guy, it was like embarrassing to me, like the stereotypical like Italian guy from Long Island. I was like, oh, I'm smarter than those guys, I'm more interesting than those guys.
You
I
are.
hate them. Oh, thank you.
So
But then I became, a couple years ago, I was like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't like
dog on your own kind, like
shun this part of myself.
because you think like growing up as a teenager, you're like, I hate my parents, and then you grow
Yeah.
up and you're like, you know, maybe I was too hard.
Yeah, my parents
But
were fine. And then
Then you re-examine it with adult eyes. You're like, no, my teenage self was right on the money.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
harsh, but I was correct. I mean, now I still hate them, but I know not to say it to their face.
yeah. And now I feel that way because of all this like rash of like Italian podcasts and stuff, like Italian American podcasts that I see. Maybe I get fed them because of who I am and
because
what
the
I.
algorithm knows.
Yeah.
Is there Italian X, like Latin X?
I think that's like a bit that somebody like. That's like a Twitter bit.
Okay,
But
I'll cut it out of the podcast. I don't
yeah,
do.
no.
I was just curious.
But
Oh, you know that you're the first Italian person I've ever met.
that can't be true.
That's 100% true.
That's so
I mean, not
funny.
like I've probably bumped into some.
You met Jared.
He's like half.
Yeah.
I met you first.
Okay. Emotionally first.
No, because I was thinking about it, and it's again Utah, Vegas, Nevada, all those
Yeah.
places. Utah's demographics are like 75%. It's like 75% white.
Yeah.
The other 25% is Latino,
Yeah.
Latinx,
and then like Pacific Islanders.
and then like it's 5% Pacific Islander, 5% Black,
Yeah.
and then also let's go do 5%. Utah doesn't have a lot of Native Americans.
No.
I'm just talking. So whatever that rounded up to, like 110%.
Yeah. Just,
but-
yeah.
what-
Push it down and we'll
There's
figure
no
it
Italians.
out. Yeah.
No Italians in Utah. No Irish.
Really, no Irish.
No, I mean, I think you could almost like the Mormon Valley of Salt Lake is kind of, they've inbreeded long enough, like one or two generations where
Yeah, they're just Mormon.
they're a weird kind of white.
Yeah, because what's the like ethnographic of like what Mormons are?
I would say
Because like how Catholics are, they're like Irish, like white
Yeah.
Catholics in America are like Irish or Italian,
Germanic and
kind of Swedish, like up there.
I don't know, because they all come from like New York, Illinois area.
Yeah,
I don't know, just weird, goofy white guys.
yeah,
Like really doughy, soft white guys,
Yeah.
and the most beautiful white women. That's Utah.
Yeah.
That's the Utah white people.
that's sick. Good for them,
A bunch of just sick ass Mexicans,
dude. That's so sick.
and that's the one thing I do miss about East Coast is no Mexicans. Well, no,
Yeah, there's not a lot of Mexicans here.
we have Mexican food here, but it's not that Tex-Mex.
Then the Mexican food here is not that good.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, like that's one of the things I'm like. Sometimes people will talk shit about New York all the time because it's like people want to take shots at number one
Dude,
all the time.
they're so I was arguing with some British guy
Yeah,
because he's like, look at my food, and I'm like, shut the fuck.
yeah,
I wouldn't feed that to our prisoners.
Yeah.
And we treat our prisoners badly here in America.
Yeah.
And they don't eat your awful British food.
Yeah.
And he's like, shut up. And he was like trying to argue with me. He's like, people come from all over the world to eat British cuisine. And I was like, yeah, I don't have to leave my city to eat all the world. The world comes to me, bitch.
Yeah, but
So-
it's so weird that
from
like
Mexico.
yeah, there's like a really good version of almost every culture's food in New York, except there's like a couple Mexican spots that are like pretty good here, but they're also like
They don't have that dirty, like,
that's yeah,
because you know how there's Del Taco Bell is like just, it's not Mexican, it's fast food.
yeah. It's the analog to like how Domino's isn't pizza, it's Domino's.
Yeah.
like
And
it's pizza, but it's Domino's.
And so there's Del Taco Bell, which is it's Mexican food, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then you have like Mexican restaurant. Can either go like it is a Mexican restaurant, but it's still Americanized, or like Mexican restaurant, where it's like this is health code violation stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for when I talk about Mexican restaurant is closer to this middle ground, kind of like how Five Guys is not like fast food, but it's not restaurant, but it's
fast
a little
casual.
It's a little, but it's right there in the middle where it's, I don't know. I just want to pay. I also just miss getting a burrito the size of my head for $5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't have that here.
No. Yeah, there's like a couple places that look like that are good, I think, but I don't know how. A lot of them, it's like, oh, you're not doing Mexican burritos, you're doing like California burritos here.
Yeah, we need to deport all the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, half of them, and just do a swap.
Just do a swap.
Swap with Mexico.
Send a bunch of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans to California.
Yeah, just do a.
And then we get a bunch of Mexicans here.
What is that? What is that called? When you do a school?
Like exchange program.
Foreign exchange student.
Yeah,
I never understood what that was.
Yeah, they're like, I get to go be a student in Italy for a while, and some Italian kid gets to live with my parents.
Do they just find like the biggest loser in the school who's like, is that what used to prevent school shootings?
I don't think it's used to prevent school shootings, but I do think it's like a reward for like dorks for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't be like a D student and then be like, yeah, we're gonna send, like, they want to send their best and brightest to, like,
unless that's what the rest of the world is doing.
They're sending us their like fucking little problem child, like
send him to America. He'll blend right in.
He's pissing the bed.
Or,
he's setting stuff on fire. He's killing little animals.
You know what? I'm flipping it. I think Europe is sending their best and brightest, and we're sending our D students to the rest of the world because that's all we have.
We're sending them a bunch of like Dennis the Menaces and Bart Simpsons.
Just like, I don't know, this kid, do something with him. Teach him a language, hopefully.
Yeah, please. Because isn't there an episode where Bart Simpson goes to like...
It's like season 1 or 2.
Season 1,
goes to France, and the two guys who pick him up in the exchange program.
They just like make him make wine.
Yeah, he's just like, they use him for slave labor. It's based on like a real life event where some French wine people were like mixing in paint thinner into the wine to like increase their profits, so that they just wrote an episode that kind of mirrors that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets you drunk.
Yeah, that's like the precursor to what's that movie? The Master, where he's drinking like the Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, where he's like drinking turpentine. He like comes back. Yeah, he like drinks turpentine in the movie. That's like his thing.
Because that's based off of L. Ron Hubbard, right?
Yeah. Like,
did L. Ron drink turpentine?
No,
that would make me respect him more.
No, it's. I mean, I think he might have drank it. I'm like talking like a fucking fool. But Philip Seymour Hoffman's character is based on L. Ron Hubbard, and then it's Joaquin Phoenix's character is like this like fucked up like Navy World War II veteran, I think.
Yeah.
And he's drinking like fucking like his own special little cocktails that have like fucking turpentine or
just a
like
little splash
or like acetone or some shit in it. Yeah.
Do you know what Arrowhead is?
No, I don't think so.
Arrowhead is a very useful website. It's like a Wikipedia of drugs.
Yeah.
But it's like a bunch of hippies and old heads being like, here's what happens. I did this so you don't have to.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of those old like 90s websites that's just text and images. That's still perfect.
It's like blocks of color with black, like, yeah, okay. I like the ones that are like, it's like the kind of cream tan background, then it'll be like a blue square with like black font on it.
Yeah, well,
like
we need to go back.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just typed in paint thinner, and then I'm like, I was trying to think of what are the effects. I'm like, oh yeah, Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And then the first article comes up. It does get you high.
Yeah.
Inhalants paint thinner by Ectomorph.
Ooh, Ectomorph.
This is from 2010, and he really has paragraphs on how high paint thinner gets you.
Yeah.
At the age at the time of experience, 14. Like it's very scientific. Just a journal of like, here's what will happen to you if you mix cocaine and Boof toothpaste. And you're like, I'm glad someone tried this before I did.
Yeah.
Because I need to know.
I don't want it. I have all this stuff, and if it doesn't work, I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah, there's a few things like that where you're like, I can't be the first person to ever think this.
Yeah, that's
and
how
you're
I feel
not.
about jokes sometimes. Or I can't be. I'm like, I can't be the first person that's ever thought this. And it's like, maybe you're not the first person that's ever thought it, but you might be the first person who's ever said it like this into a microphone.
Yeah, there's I don't even hide this. There's a lot of a good way I'll write jokes to like get over writer's block.
Yeah,
is go to open mics and see like people the first time have like I'll take their premise. I'm like, that's a good premise.
Yeah,
and then
you'll never do anything good with it.
I'm not gonna like actually do that, but it's like a good way to like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a good way to like write. Is because the hardest part of coming up with a joke. It's easy to. Your friend says something and you're like, "Oh, you're gay," and everyone laughs because the joke is the easy part is the dunking.
Yeah,
the hard part is setting stuff up.
Yeah.
So if you steal people's setups, then you write jokes and then you just kind of it's a good exercise. And sometimes you can, if no one said the joke, you can steal the premise and do it better. Stole my premise.
Do you ever meet people that are like? You ever see a comic? You're like, "Holy shit, your premises are awesome." But your execution and your punchlines are dog shit.
Yes.
That's like such a funny like kind of comedian to be. I think it's like you do have original thoughts in a way.
That's it's a creative kind of interesting person who sucks at comedy.
Yeah, it's like you're creative and you're interesting, but maybe you're not funny.
Cuz there's like funny hacks.
Yeah.
Who are like, I've heard this, but he just says it in a way that makes me laugh. He says it all retarded and drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy's funny.
Dude, I remember there's this guy who I think I don't have like mutual friends with him, but I think he's like maybe like a Long Island guy, so I know people who know him. And I saw this clip of him at some club, and it's one of those jokes where I'm like, oh man, this could have been so fucking good. He's talking about all the people who have gotten killed for inventing cars that run on water.
Sounds like my joke.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna steal this premise.
But the premise is literally just him talking about like the government killing people is like whatever. This guy invented a car in the whatever this year, like whatever the first guy, and then he mysteriously he tried to sell it to Ford or whatever, and then it mysteriously got killed.
I remember my dad telling me like, check this out.
Yeah,
and I'm like 8.
Yeah,
and it's like every 2 or 3 years I hear about a new guy. Who does it, and then he just whatever happened to that. I don't know.
Yeah, he died. And then his punchline was like, and I'd just like to say, everyone, that I think that my mother-in-law has invented a car that runs on water. And then I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Because he set it up in a way that was like interesting. And I was like, I'm fucking listening, dude. Hell yeah, this rocks.
Unless he's so smart. Unless he's trying to get the government off of his tracks.
No.
He's like, I can't let the government know that I'm actually funny.
There's nothing. Yeah. He's been a hack for 20 years because he's secretly hilarious. Because he secretly wrote all of Patrice's jokes.
Yeah,
there's guy from Long Island.
There'll be a few people that roll into like open mics that are like that. And I love them.
Yeah, having just like good premises, it's like that's such an interesting person to be.
I think it's also a curse from when you've immersed yourself in the comedy world so long where you just know punchlines.
Yeah.
Before like, and so I'll start laughing before they get to the joke, and then they won't do the punchline. I'm like, oh, I made myself laugh, so I feel good.
Shit. Okay,
I'm sound like a maniac in the back of the club, laughing at nothing, laughing at a bad. But I love everything but a joke.
That's so funny.
Unless someone's like murdering, but
yeah, man.
What do you think? You think we got water car technology? You think we can?
I'm sure.
You think the government's hiding it?
Here's the thing. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I barely know how regular combustion engines work, so I have no idea if a car could run on water. I feel like it's the same thing as the perpetual motion machine, where like the idea is there for sure. I don't know if the execution is ever there.
That breaks the laws of physics. The problem with cars do run on water. The problem is,
what if they run on Duncan? You ever think
like
about
the
that?
American car?
Yeah, why not?
An American, like the Charlie D'Amelio mobile?
Yeah.
Their 80,000 calorie drink.
Yeah, you have one.
Runs off of one of those.
Yeah, you pour like the biggest fucking cold brew coffee you ever seen in your entire life into the gas can.
You ever had
nope,
one of those girl drinks?
Nope, I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't like it. I don't think it tastes good.
It tastes like poo poo?
I think it tastes yucky. It tastes
dirty water?
It tastes like bitter sticks. Like a bunch of sticks from in the backyard. You put them in boiled water and then you maybe drink it. What
do you drink?
Soda.
That's probably the trashiest thing about you.
Yeah, it is.
You're such a man of like looks and culture and style.
It is.
And for you to not drink, like for you to read books and care about your outfits,
Yeah.
and to like, this is the beautiful woman I'm dating, and I love the art. For you to not drink coffee is very surprising.
To have all that and then be like, I like Monster. It's like, it's crazy. It's like one of those things that I'm like, I have to like, I'm like, this is what like humanizes me, like grounds me a little bit. I'm not like a fully like pretentious dickhead, because you'd be like, you're drinking Diet Mountain Dew out of that cup, and I go, hell yeah, I am. It shit tastes good as hell.
It does humanize. I do trust you a little more.
Yeah, because I'm not like, I only drink the finest. I don't know why I became French, but I only drink drip pour over coffee and and I'm just like, nah, man, I just like soda.
When my buddies bust out the French press,
Yeah,
I'm just like, you're wasting that on me. You're
like, dude, I want drip coffee.
Just give me some dirt slob water.
Yeah,
I'll
give me
drink.
some
I don't like
gas
it.
station coffee.
Mm.
That's the thing, though. I don't know if I want to drink. Like, I mean, it'd be nice to like go to a coffee shop and have everyone be like, "This is the coolest guy I've ever seen in my entire life."
You know they hit different. Coffee and energy drinks.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
But I'm like, I just want to get like a fucking diner coffee machine and just have a big fucking thing of black coffee
I've
all day long.
fantasized about that.
Yeah.
Have you see me when I brew a pot? I'll just
Yeah.
drink a pot.
Yeah.
And I would just go take a nap.
Yeah. Which is so funny. Being like, it hits different. Yeah, I usually go take a nap. I drink a whole pot of coffee and I take a nap.
Probably doing something very bad where
Yeah.
all the receptors in my brain are like, hey, you're too stimulated. Why don't you go die real quick?
Yeah.
Very fun maneuver. Yeah, I don't know. Coffee. Trying to think of, you know what I've been drinking lately.
Yes, sir. What?
Is energy drinks cut half with Fresca. That's the new move. You can cut anything. You can cut any drink with Fresca.
That's really funny.
Literally, it's the ultimate mixer.
Yeah. I was doing
Whiskey, water, Diet Coke.
Water is really funny.
Yeah, sometimes you know how people are like, ew, water, icky.
Dude, that's why I got the squeeze. I got the flavor enhancer. Crystal.
Mio?
I got Crystal Lights version. Same thing though.
You know what you do with those? Fat guy trying to lose weight hack
What?
is you buy the Greek yogurt with like the least amount of calories and tons of protein, and then you squeeze.
There's like some like billionaire guy who I always see like.
not the guy injecting his child's blood.
No. He's like a
Bodybuilder?
What's up?
Bodybuilder?
He is like he's like a tech. He's like a tech guy who made a bunch of money, but he's also a bodybuilder. He's in like in really good shape.
But not the guy trying to do eternal life.
No. This is just a guy who's like trying to maximize every second of his day kind of guy.
I feel like we're talking about the same guy, but also not.
No, he has like a beard. He has like a long beard.
Okay.
He looks kind of like Greekish and has like a long beard. Alex Homozy.
I don't know.
He's like a guy who I only see. He's like a hustle culture kind of guy.
Okay.
But I think he made a bunch of money off of like gyms, some kind of like fitness related thing.
Sick.
But he always talks about like, because he does this thing where he's like, oh, I just eat like whatever. I make sure I get I make sure I get enough protein in every day, and then I just kind of fill the back end with whatever I want. So he's like, yeah, he gets the big. He's like, I get the big container of Greek yogurt. I squeeze the fucking Mio in there, and I put some like a couple, like maybe like a cup of Fruity Pebbles in there. And like mix it all up. And he's like, that's like a protein bomb. I just eat the whole fucking thing.
He figured out human chow.
Yeah,
Just
dude, literally. He's like, I eat a bunch of steak and like salad, and then I eat that, and then I can eat whatever the fuck I want for dinner. Basically, he's like, for breakfast I have that thing. For lunch I have steak and like some kind of greens, and then for dinner I can have whatever I want. I can have pasta. I can just eat a bunch of bread. I can eat a bunch of candy if I want. He's like, because I got all my
He's got the
my
building blocks,
macronutrients that I needed.
and he's working out like a.
Yeah,
he's all coked up on super billionaire mindset drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm waking up at 6 a.m.
Dude,
I'm eating my Mio infused yogurt. If you want to get the trillionaire mindset, here's what you got to do every single day. You got to wake up at 5 a.m., do 1,000 push-ups, eat a gallon of yogurt.
Eating a gallon of yogurt's so fucking funny.
That's for pro gut biome health. And then the stevia to stimulate your mind. No caffeine for the first 3 hours.
Dude,
you gotta drink your own child's blood.
Dude, that guy. What is that guy? Is he just like an influencer?
He like helped invent PayPal.
Oh,
and so
is he? So he's like the analog to Elon Musk.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if he has anything to do with Elon, but the weird creepy guy with the smooth skin who's trying to like do the Fountain of Youth stuff that's been blown up. He's always wearing like the green shirt with
the one who's
the
like,
vest.
I take my son's blood.
Yeah. Well, he injects his son's blood into him.
Yeah.
And then takes him and his son's blood, injects it into his older dad to extend his life.
Interesting.
But it's funny, like when you see those guys and he like has 100 little devices.
Yeah.
Because you see those guys. And he's what, like 40 or 50?
Yeah.
And he already looks like shit.
Yeah.
He's like in shape, but you can see it's like
the stress of his lifestyle.
There's that, and it's like, when someone gets plastic surgery, and there's some people who get plastic surgery, but they already have like a youthful and pure soul.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
She under the knife?
Like a lot. Not like a lot, but like very tasteful. Like, dude, look how young she looks.
Tasteful.
Still.
She's not crazy.
No.
And so I think that's what ages you. I mean, there's people who are like that smoke until they're like 100 years old. And it's funny, like seeing. I was talking about this with my buddy. It's very funny how you could have $1 billion.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna die at 60, you're gonna die at 60.
That's
And if you have an evil, weird, gross like soul that reflects out, and people see it, and it ages you.
Yeah.
And if you're pure in heart, you can smoke cigarettes and just drink black coffee and eat red meat and do whatever you want, and you'll just live. It's all just genetics.
Yeah.
It's the second you're born is because you could either like add or subtract 10 years on either side, and maybe you could add some like, I walk around New York all the time, so you see like old people who can still walk around, still are healthy.
Yeah.
Or like if you're like keep up mentally, or you could eat cheeseburgers and then just deteriorate the last 10 years, but you ate cheeseburgers when you're still happy.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice.
But it's funny, like the second you're born, that's what is going to determine the last 50 years.
Dude, that's
whether you get to like 60 or 100.
Yeah. Because it's a weird thing, because I see people.
It's your parents' fault.
Yeah, dude, it truly is.
You're like, God damn it. Which is why I'm so blessed to like have a white dad and a Latino, two different, mix those weird genetics.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love. You shouldn't date someone who looks like you. You shouldn't date your same race. I preach about it all the time.
I disagree.
Unless you
and I disagree with that.
You have a thing for Italian women?
I have a thing for like Mediterranean women, like Italian, French, Spanish, Greek, Jewish. I like dark features. Light eyes.
You
I'll
like
take.
swarthy.
I like swarthy. Like a little greasy.
You like a swarthy, hairy.
Yeah, I like a woman with sideburns a little bit.
A little curly cues.
Jewish, kind of whatever. The whole. I like an Orthodox Jewish woman that has she has payas.
Her fake hair.
Yeah.
Her payas are showing.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing where it's like there's so many weird things too, because it's like you meet someone and then you find out like, because like I'm 35. I don't know. I think I look like an adult man. I think I could pass for a little bit younger.
I don't think any of my friends look like adults.
Yeah.
But that's because they're my friends. And I'm like, is this what adults look like now?
Yeah.
Am I an adult?
But then you see...
I feel 18.
Yeah.
When
I mean, because like financially we're teenagers still.
I'm like, I feel like the most blown out 18-year-olds on earth.
I should be like an 18-year-old bussy blown out.
Yeah. I should be in Ringling's Brother Circus as like some freak shy. So see the oldest teenager.
Yeah, come see MacArthur, the old baby.
I'm just sitting there. What's up?
Yeah.
Want to watch me play PlayStation?
Yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was worth the $5."
Yeah. But that's the
Just
thing
to
where it's
see
like,
that.
but then you meet guys. I also think drinking has a lot to do with it because you'll see
Yeah.
guys who are like 32, and I'm like, dude, holy shit. You've like also, I think hairline has a lot to do with it. So it's like you have a receding hairline, you have like bloated drunk guy face, you like dress like shit, and I'm like, oh, you just like look so much older than me. You feel older than me.
You know about the wine, like a glass of red wine thing?
No, it's like good for your heart.
So doctors used to say it was good for your heart.
Yeah.
Now they're saying it's not good for your heart. But now, well, then they like kind of draw. They're like, I don't know, any alcohol is bad. Now they're kind of saying alcohol is good because it helps you be more social, and being social is more outweighs the effects of like one or two.
Yeah.
So if you would age yourself, so if you're doing black tar heroin, but you're like engaging with friends and being a socialite, that's more like your mental health and well-being of your soul reflects and keeps you alive and healthier than the effect. I mean, not it's if you're going to be a lush and drink and smoke and do everything.
Yeah.
But be a party animal. That's also a good way to go.
Yeah.
You burn the candle at three ends, and then everyone remember that guy? Yeah, he's dead. Oh, he was the best.
Yeah. I like how
So
I'm burning the candle at a bunch of ends, but none of it seems very fun.
All the miserable.
Yeah, I'm just like working a bunch and then traveling a bunch to do stand up. The stand up part is fun most of the time. And then everything else, I'm like, I'm tired.
You know, you should do
What?
crack.
I did.
Smoke crack.
I should smoke crack, dude. That was the thing. I was
smoke
thinking.
meth.
I was thinking about that in regards to our fearless leader Hunter Biden, where
Yeah, he's tired. He's a tired little boy.
he's tired a little bit, but he was smoking crack and driving at 172 miles an hour.
What else he gonna do with crack?
Exactly, but he didn't crash. And I'm like, oh, what if smoking crack is the best like focusing tool for driving
Oh,
that's
you mean
ever existed? Like imagine like a NASCAR guy smoking crack.
It's a PED.
Yeah. Like he can focus so much more. He's like, I'll drive fucking 300 miles an hour and I'll be fine. And crack is one of the quickest things to, like the quickest drugs to ingest.
Is it?
Like you just hit it and then boom. Like you don't have to smoke like a whole joint. You smoke like a crack rock and then you're good. So I'm like, you could do it when they're like changing the tires.
Yeah.
Like your NASCAR pit stop.
The pit stop guys can hold it for you.
Exactly. You just stick your head out and you smoke the crack and then you fucking go. And like, what if that's like what makes somebody the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, is smoking crack?
I think people have definitely smoked meth and been NASCAR drivers. Sorry, I'm not going with this bit. You just made me remember. You know our cool neighbors that we wave to?
Yeah.
Because there's the one guy who always wears flip flops. Then there's the nice guy. He's kind of like, and he like takes care of his mamita.
Yeah.
Then there's his friend.
Who's the nice guy?
The guy
without the glasses?
The guy with the sunglasses at night who's always like smoking weed.
Yeah. So
he's the nice guy.
My favorite.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
Then there's like, it might be, he like looks like the older like skinny version
with the glasses.
He's always wearing flip flops. He lives downstairs. There's the third guy who covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
I saw him smoking something off of tinfoil, like a folded up tinfoil, doing like, and I was like, what do you smoke off of tinfoil? Isn't it just like, it's either heroin, crack, or meth,
or freebasing? So you're like smoking coke.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. What is? I thought that's crack.
But crack is like the crystallized version of it. It'd be smoking like powdered cocaine. That's what it's called, freebasing.
That's a thing?
It's like flying everywhere. Yeah.
I gotta try that.
You do gotta try that.
Hey, buddy, what do you got?
Hey, what do you got over there?
So I saw that and I'm just like, is he? I guess he is. What's up?
Yeah. Because the only one that waves back to me is the sunglasses at night guy.
The guy who smokes weed.
Yeah, he's cool. And then the mom, whoever the matriarch is.
Yeah, I love them.
I always just go like, hey, how are you when she's outside and stuff.
So nice.
Yeah, she's really nice. The other guy, the smoking crack guy, I was crossing in the crosswalk at the corner behind him, and he kept like stopping to like look at me. I was like, I'm just walking behind you, dude. I see you fucking 4 times a day. Like, stop turning. I'm not trying to attack you. We live next door to each other.
Well, now you know. He probably just hit a. He probably was freebasing.
Yeah, he was fucking smoking.
He's like, what the fuck? This guy, he's in my wall. He's in my house.
Yeah.
Did he just come out of my house?
That's the guy who I always see walking on all fours in the kitchen.
So
that makes more sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Man, good for him.
Yeah, I guess. I guess good for him. Because I guess smoking crack has got to make you really happy. Because you ruin your whole life for it.
I don't know how many people do ruin their lives
for crack.
I wonder. I would like to see the percentages of each drug and how it ruins lives, like alcohol, weed, because those two are like the accepted ones. Because everyone's like, all right, 80 to 90% of us can handle this shit.
Yeah,
I'm wondering, like, I knew a heroin addict in Utah. Shout out Andy Gold, very funny guy. He used to bully me all the time.
Yeah.
He turned me evil.
That's funny.
He was mean to me at open mic, and so I became mean to everyone else at open mic. And then everyone else was like, "Why are you guys so mean?" And I'm like, "This is what I was taught."
Yeah,
it's so much funny.
But to him, he's my teacher. He was at when we were in San Diego. He was at the club. There was 2 rooms in the club. He was at the other room.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Him and another guy from Salt Lake, who I don't remember his name, but he was really nice.
Yeah, and he's very funny. If you ever see him, go check him out. Great comic. But he used to do heroin. He's recovered clean for like decades.
Yeah,
and he was just like, only 2/3 of people who smoke or like, I don't know, whoever take heroin. I guess you snort it, you can smoke it or inject it.
Yeah.
He's like, only 2/3 of people who ever do it get addicted for life. And when he told me that, I'm like, I bet I'm that 1/3.
You bet you're in the 1/3.
I bet I'm that one.
If anyone I know could do it, it's you.
So it's been one of those things where I'm like, I gotta try it once.
No,
I gotta try it.
Because what if you're not? What if you do it that one time and you're fucking? I know, but it's really risky.
Dude, it's Vegas odds. 1 in 3. That's so good.
And that's a 50-50 shot right there. Either will you won't.
I get addicted or I don't get addicted.
Exactly.
How can I afford not to?
But that's the thing. So let's okay. So like I think it's hard to get addicted to like psychedelics.
Yeah, that one's like
I think that's pretty low. I think that's lower than
because your body
alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely. Alcohol is like way higher than a lot of things.
Yeah.
Psychedelics like LSD and mushrooms, your body creates a tolerant, like it creates the anti whatever bodies or whatever so fast that it's almost impossible to get addicted to those.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you can get addicted to anything.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think
there are people like, oh, I need to see the pretty colors again.
Yeah. But I think that's like one of the lower.
I need to feel spiders all over my skin.
Yeah.
Then there's my buddy, not to just keep naming other comics.
I don't care.
Jonathan Falconer in New Zealand.
I don't get offended.
He does a show. I helped him design his sticker. I'm loading it up right now. If you're in New Zealand, check out Jonathan Falconer's stand up. He does a drug show. He's kind of like he is like
He's the New Zealand Doug Benson.
He's like he's the New Zealand Doug Benson. He just shows up high. Remember that movie? I like that movie.
Yeah.
It's just like people pay to see Doug Benson. No, he like has a PhD in pharmacology, and
okay.
I think he was supposed to be like a serial killer psychopath, like a CEO of a $1 billion company, but he accidentally became like addicted to extreme sports. So
That's fun.
He's one of those guys. He's an extreme sport guy, and I'm trying to. Our internet's down.
Yeah,
so I got to go off of. Where is
getting addicted to like that kind of stuff? I'm like,
so there's the list.
Okay.
Of this is it's a sticker for his show.
Yeah,
and it shows you the list of what's the most addictive to the least addictive.
Okay. Alcohol, heroin, meth, cocaine, tobacco, cannabis.
Is that from most to?
This is the most. It starts.
Alcohol is the most addictive.
Yeah,
I can see that. But I wonder how much of that is also like it's the most socially acceptable.
And it's the most readily available. Like you don't have to go to like you can't just go to like across the street to go to the heroin store.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I mean, we couldn't go. We don't have to go across the street.
We go next door. We don't have to cross the street. We can go 2 houses over.
Hey man, do you have heroin? Sorry, just meth. Fuck.
Ah shit.
I love meth. I'm gonna get addicted. That's the one thing. Here's why I think I could do heroin over any other. Like heroin, I'm when it comes to alcohol, I like feeling silly, but it like the dentist drugs, the morphine, like it always makes me feel gross.
Like you don't like going down.
Yeah, it makes my body feel bad. When stimulants, when caffeine used to work on me as a kid, I felt like God.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I can't do meth or crack or any of those because that's
should we get an apartment Adderall subscription? Prescription? Not a subscription, a prescription.
You mean so I can do it all?
No, I'm saying we all pull it in so we can all do Adderall together and we can all focus finally.
What do we get? Like one of those is it hymns?
Yeah. We get Blue Chew, but for Adderall.
Have you ever had Adderall?
No, I haven't. I feel like it would change my life. And I don't know if it's in a good way.
In a good trajectory, you don't know either?
I hope so. I think in a good way.
So I did Adderall once or twice, and the way I describe it, and it was kind of like I did Adderall. I'm like, shit, I have ADHD.
Because it made you feel regular?
It made me feel regular. It made me feel like it made me almost feel like a sim. Do you ever play The Sims?
No.
So in The Sims,
I'm straight edge. I don't play The Sims.
You don't play The Sims?
I live in reality.
Oh, okay.
No, what if I'm so straight edge that's like that? I go out. Like,
you don't play video games?
I don't play video games because it's not the real world.
I don't know how straight edge works.
Yeah.
So in The Sims, you'll take your character and you'll be like, go to the bathroom, and then you'll be like, eat a pizza. You'll order your sim to do, these little orders will go in order.
Yeah.
It's like I can't go to the bathroom and eat a pizza at the same time. This isn't the real world.
Yeah.
Because my ADHD brain will be like, I'm fucking God. I'm going to eat a whole pizza on the toilet. Dude. I'm so fucking smart. So when I do Adderall, it is, let me go to the bathroom. Let me read this book, 2 chapters.
Yeah. And
it's so weird because I can keep a tally of the things I need to do, and then I will do them in the order. And it's such a foreign like idea to me. I don't know if you see me like do stuff around the house. Where I'll like be doing something and I'll forget, like I'll be like, oh wait, I was cleaning over here. Oh, I forgot to I halfway did the dishes. Dude. And I noticed me doing it and I'm like, you're
like, I wish I could not do this.
I like see it and then I instantly forget it.
Yeah.
Because I've just been my whole life. So when I'm on Adderall, I'm like, it's not like normal, it's normal elevated.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do Adderall and they're like, yes, I'm fucking hyped.
Because like regular people, it's like doing coke for them, right?
Yeah.
Like the people that don't need it, and when they do it, it's like doing coke.
Yeah, and I've done coke and it felt nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is, if a stimulant works on me, Adderall, I don't think I think I wouldn't get addicted. I'd just be like,
you get dependent on it.
I'd have a job.
Yeah.
I'd have a stable.
You just go to work and have a girlfriend.
I'd have a loving family. I'd be addicted.
I'd be addicted to regular life.
I'd talk. I can't quit. My wife was I'm in a loving relationship.
Oh, my wife is telling me how much she loves me today.
Yeah. So
I'm like, I refuse to self-diagnose with ADHD. I just think it's fucking cornball shit that like the internet.
Yeah, everyone does.
You know that shit.
I think you can tell when someone's faking it though.
Yeah, but I think.
Well, I don't think ADHD is real. I think it's autism.
Yeah,
you're the autism, and then it's ADHD is like a part of that.
Yeah, because dude, I was like the thing that I was like, I think I might. Where I was literally in my room working out. And we have the bench upstairs, and I was like bench pressing, and then I get up and I like take a sip of a drink, and I sit down, and then I'm just like looking at my plant, and then I just spend like 15 minutes like trimming my plant, and then I was like, I was working out. I'm in between sets right now, and I spent like 20 minutes like trimming my plant because it caught my attention that it was like some of the leaves were kind of dry, and then I spent that, and I was like, oh shit, I was working out. Oh shit, I was watching a video at the same time, and then. All this stuff, and I'm like,
But you were trimming your plant for 20 minutes.
No, I was but I got sucked into doing that.
Yeah.
In between my second and third set of bench pressing.
Because you don't like the exercise, do you?
I'm fine with it now. It's like taking a shower or like whatever.
But it's not like you know those guys. Every time I am curling, I am coming.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming, but I'm not.
You're not coming.
I'm not losing my erection.
You're not getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah, I'm not getting fucked in the ass. Yeah. I think I enjoy it more than I don't enjoy it, but I'm not like overcome with joy.
And I think that's like. everyone's just self-diagnosing with ADHD is because we're being attacked on every single front of just TikTok and all the bullshit. Everyone's trying to steal your attention. So everyone's attention is just getting whittled away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, you spent 20 minutes focusing on your plan?
Yeah.
You must feel like...
Oh, I mean, 20 minutes might be an over-exaggeration. Maybe I did it for 5 minutes, but still, like...
So it's one of those things where people are like, oh, they're ADHD. It's like, no, I forgot to do the boring thing because the fun thing was right here.
Yeah.
It takes discipline to do the boring thing for a while, which only true psychopaths. I mean, I don't know. But
that's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. There's something going wrong. There's something wrong with me for sure.
Something wrong with everyone.
Yeah.
You should try heroin about it.
I should try heroin. That's the thing, though, dude. There's no way I wouldn't. I'm in the 2/3.
You're the 2/3?
I'm definitely in the 2/3 for sure.
You got the East Coast. Because West Coast is a lot of
meth.
A lot of meth heads, but actually now that I think about it, also a lot of heroin.
Yeah. I think here's the thing. I think heroin's everywhere. I think opioids are everywhere in America. But I feel like the West Coast is meth and the East Coast is crack.
Well, we got stuff to do out there.
You have space to make,
and you got time to kill over here.
Yeah, you guys have space to make meth, and you can make crack in an apartment. So that's the big difference. Like, you don't need an RV to make crack. You need a fucking frying pan and a stove, and some baking soda. That's it.
They need to invent new
drug.
I'm gonna go on Arrowhead.
I want a new drug.
I'm gonna go on Arrowhead and be like, what happens if I take meth and crack at the same time?
Dude, super meth.
What if I take Adderall and smash it up with cocaine?
Yeah,
just so I can get through my office day job.
Yeah. What if I sprinkle a crush up Adderall into my blunt and I smoke it?
Maybe.
Moon rocking. That's what I meant. That's something.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
All I can recommend is mushrooms.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that resets my brain all the time.
I recommend a delicious ice cold can of Coke Zero.
I'd recommend coffee enema.
Yeah,
those are actually bad for you. I think they clear out your butt bacteria.
Too much?
No, it's bad.
They clear out too much. Oh,
you're supposed to have unless your butt bacteria is already fucked up. Unless you have the gut biome of a girl who only smokes cigarettes and drinks Dunkin' Donuts sugar drinks.
And if you're one of those girls,
I love you.
I love you, and I think you're valid.
And you can have some of my gut bacteria.
And I think it's good that all your clothes are on the floor and not in your dresser.
Yeah, we should kiss about it.
Yeah,
and we should share
kiss,
my biome.
We should kiss about it before we develop a plan to have you clean your room a little bit more.
I'm talking about how she should eat my ass. For medical benefits.
Of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why I do it.
I'm like, I don't enjoy this.
No,
but I know.
I
know you need the healing properties of the curate. I've curated this weird bio. What would you even call that? Anyway,
biodome.
Biodome with Pauly Shore bacteria
and Stephen Baldwin.
I feel like Pauly Shore is the type of guy you could hang around near and get a lot of immunities to something.
Yeah. Penicillin wouldn't work on you anymore.
You'd feel sick for a few days after hanging around Pauly Shore, but then you'd be immune to COVID.
It's like altitude sickness.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then you become powerful once you acclimate to it.
That'd be cool to get like an iron lung of COVID. He sits in the iron lung. And then you go sit in it for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. If you go to a woman's house and she's got a really messy room, how do you feel about that?
It reminds me of my ex, and I love her.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it depends on. You see how I'm messy. I'm not dirty, but I'm messy.
Yeah.
I hate grime. I hate dust. I hate all that. But if she has like clothes and is messy and like her stuff, so I love it. I love her more. If she's normal, I love her. But if it's dirty, if
dirty is bad,
if she is like, here's the thing: you can have one bowl of like something you were eating in your room.
Oh.
That's my upper limit.
Yeah, no, I'm anti eating in the bedroom. My ex used to
like eat Cheez-Its and Oreo, and like just she would snack in the bed. There'd just be crumbs, and I'm like,
Dude,
so
no.
now I have like a Pavlovian. I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
Crumbs.
No,
That's the only place.
God, I hate it.
She's also very anorexic.
Yeah,
So
I should.
so there wasn't that many crumbs.
So she was eating like the way the Cookie Monster eats a cookie, where he just kind of smashes it into his face and
Yeah.
it goes everywhere. So she's like smashing the Oreos into her face, so there's crumbs in the bed because she's not actually eating them.
We should have an intervention for Cookie Monster.
We should. Cookie Monster's pro Anna.
I do. I love. I think that's a. Yeah,
Do you think you find it endearing in a way?
I find it endearing. For a girlfriend, for a wife,
Please be.
I'm
neat.
like, hey,
Yeah.
it's not just me and you. There's our kids.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Because
kid-
you want like
only one person in the family can be making the mess.
and once there's kids, it's always going to be the kid.
It's always going to be the kids. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't be messy anymore. So I got to start cleaning up my messes.
yeah.
I gotta like, and the parents just have to pick up, and
Yeah.
that's my official stance. Only one person in the relationship.
I think that's fair.
Should be making the mess. So when I'm single, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be as fucking messy as I want.
Yeah.
If it's like an area you have, like the garage,
Yeah.
you're like my man cave. I'm like, I'm messy right
I can
here.
do whatever the
I'm
fuck
the
I
only
want.
one that uses this. It's
Yeah.
my mess. But if it's like a communal space, you gotta keep it clean. And then I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's you and your wife and you're just like, yeah, we're both
Yeah.
messy,
Yeah.
then that's fine. But it's
nah.
like when you see a really fat kid, I'm like, you can't raise a fat kid. You can't raise a kid in trash.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. I would.
Dude, it really does. When I see a really fat kid, I go like, because I wasn't even that. I was like a chubby kid. I wasn't even like a fat kid. But I'm like, dude, my life sucked. So his life is gonna be even worse.
I go back and forth.
I mean, it's awesome, dude. You get to eat fucking Twix and fucking Twinkies and McDonald's cheeseburgers all the time.
Because there's three choices you have to raise your kid.
Yeah, the white way.
Well, there's and you don't even get the athletic kid. You don't even really get to choose.
That just happens.
That's just sometimes happens, and then you got an athletic kid, and that's almost a nightmare.
Yeah.
Then there's the normal kid, where you're like, they're normal, whatever. Then there's the fat kid, which can also be a nightmare, but also a blessing, like the athletic kid, because they might grow up to be really funny.
Yeah.
And I think of like my fat friends growing up. They're always funnier. I had a friend who was like 300 pounds in high school.
Yeah.
He was so funny.
But
he had a shirt that said, I beat anorexia.
That's really, yeah.
And we were all losing it when he came to school with that.
Is there any like worse kind of guy than like, especially when you're a teenager, like a fat teenage guy who's not funny?
I would say
has like a bad attitude.
I would say a fat guy. What is up with a fat guy who's not funny?
Yeah.
Not a teenager, adult. Like,
Yeah.
what happened, man? You know who that is?
Angry.
No, that's a kid who was skinny and athletic and then got fat later in life.
Oh, interesting. I mean, yeah, but no, I'm talking about like fat teenagers I knew that like were just kind of like the angry dorks.
Do you think they were like getting pussy in like
No.
middle school and then they
No.
got fat in high school?
Listen, I know these kids. They were not getting pussy in middle school. And if they were, it was bed bending pussy. They were testing the weight limit on their fucking twin bed frame, I'll tell you
I
that.
can't think of any fat miserable kids except for myself.
Interesting. No, dude, I knew a bunch, and it's so rough. It's one of the worst energies to be around.
Because is it just like it's like a desperation? I kind of know what
No,
you're
they're
talking
just like
about.
angry at everyone. They're like,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
You got put off on you came into this world set back.
yeah,
And you're like, oh, I have to deal with this before. I have to deal with so much just to get to baseline
Yeah.
normal.
but then the real heroes are the ones who take that and crush that diamond down
like David Goggins.
and make it funny. Or
Was-
David Goggins, yeah,
Was he
sure.
a fat kid, or is he just a fat adult?
Yeah, I think he was a fat adult, but
Yeah, if he wasn't a fat kid, I don't like David Goggins. It's so easy to be skinny then fat then skinny again. That's why
yeah,
your podcast host Diego Lopez.
yeah.
He's never been
He
fat.
doesn't know. He doesn't know the fuck. He doesn't know what the fucking deal is.
So now that you've lost weight,
Yeah.
Because wait, you were kind of fat growing up.
Yeah, I have always my entire life I've always yo-yoed. I've never was skinny, as a kid. There was a part of my teenage years where I was skinny, but I didn't realize it. Like I still had fat kid brain.
Yeah, I was skinny for like twice in my life. Once when I was like 17 and once when I was like 25.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to appreciate it because I also had fat kid brain.
Yeah.
You have to be like skinny for more than like 6 months.
Yeah.
To where like people start like, hey, what's up? And you're like, what do you, what's up? Oh yeah. And so, yeah, I don't respect Diego's opinions on, it's like, you got to get fat once in your life.
You've never been fat.
Or you don't have to, but you don't get to be as funny as us.
Yeah. Sorry, brother.
You could be funny.
Yeah.
You could be athletic, but it will never be as impressive.
Yeah. You're impressive for sure.
Absolutely. But you started, you're like Elon Musk. He's like, look, I'm the world's richest man. I'm like, yeah, but you had an emerald mine when you were a teenager.
Exactly.
It's so much cooler to be fat and then get athletic.
Exactly.
It's also really cool to see an athletic guy get fat.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
It's like,
when you watch like a fucking basketball player just get fat after they retire.
On their millions? That's nice. That's heartwarming.
Getting soft. In wrestling lingo, like there'll be like guys who are like really like shredded and athletic when they're like on the come up. And then once they become like successful, they get kind of fat and doughy. And they say that, oh, that guy got soft on good groceries. Which I think is like a really funny slang. Yeah. He got soft on good groceries. Yeah, because you're not like, eating fucking ramen and whatever. Or just like eating like ground beef and rice only.
Now it's the end. It's the last minute of the podcast.
Yeah.
We can say what we really think. Because so many people drop off
in the last minute.
Oh yeah, like not in the last minute, but just like if you watch the YouTube analytics, it's like you retain like a third of the viewers 30 minutes in. But whatever. I've been noticing a lot of people you see on Netflix, really famous comics, who I loved, who I was like, these are the funniest people ever. A lot of them. I'll name one of them. I don't need to.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of someone and it sounds like it, yes, where these comics were so funny and they got so much money.
Yeah, they're not funny anymore.
And they're not funny anymore. They're still capable of being funny, but all their life experiences, like you see them on Instagram and they're like wearing suits and they're driving like Maybach, and it's just like,
dude, there's a Sinbad quote about that.
What is that?
Comedians are never funnier than when they're riding the bus.
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude.
Well, that's why I think like Attell is a maniac, because whenever I see him, he's wearing the same like homeless guy coat.
He's wearing
the past 4 years. He's smoking.
He's wearing a baseball cap with a beanie on top of it.
He looks like a homeless man.
Yeah, and then he's still fucking hilarious.
And he's so hilarious. And there's so many comics who I'm like,
I'll name one. Funnier. Hannibal Buress, I think, is one of the biggest examples of that, because his first album is so fucking funny. And he was like so poor, like got kicked out of his sister's house because he was mooching too much, like kind of thing. And then his second special is awesome. And then it's like from the third special on, he starts telling stories about like knowing famous people and knowing rappers and knowing all this shit, and then having money. And then it's like it just gets worse and worse. And now he's a fucking musician.
Well, it's funny because like on the come up even. You're like, you can tell funny stories about like, I've met this rapper. I'm starting to get big, and it's still funny.
Yeah,
but you hit the top, and then people were like, so I'm flying my private jet, and it's like it could be a funny story, but there's just something inside of you where you're like, I don't care about this.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it, and it's really, and I'm like, I'm just been racking my brain like, how do you get to the top and stay humble? Do you have to be just like, well, I'm gonna go live like a crazy person. I'm like, who do you keep? Because you can't even keep other comics around you if you're at the top, because they're all be yes men. Unless you have
your Seinfeld, whose style has not changed since anything, but it's because he's done he's done super relatable material, but it's nothing. It's absurd. It has no like, that's the thing where it's like when your comedy is about you and then who you are changes so drastically, it's hard.
If I ever make it big, I'm gonna start doing heroin. That's my plan.
I'll support you.
That's the Mike Abrusci promise.
I think that's a good idea.
Like, his albums are getting really dark.
Yeah. You're like Miles Davis of comedy.
Yeah. Anyways, I've just been noticing that, and it's just like really bumming me out. And I'm like, there has to be.
Well, because we're in like another comedy boom.
Yeah, but not like a good one. I guess the first one was the 80s was bad.
Yeah, it's more popular and successful and profitable than ever, but it's not maybe not the best material, because all the best comics are now too famous. All the comics that were the best are too famous. But now I think it doesn't take as long to get famous and big.
You get famous too early.
So you don't have the like refractory period of being like good, and it's like, okay, like, because it's like Bill Burr's first couple specials, like his first 4 specials, he wasn't famous really. Where it's like, okay, so he's successful enough that he gets to do comedy every weekend. He gets to do hours every weekend, so he's sharp. But he's still like, I have something to prove.
Nah,
he's not, and he wasn't like
he's
rich.
lost it.
Yeah,
No,
for sure. I'm saying,
here's
but
my example.
But I'm saying it takes way longer than like say somebody like Andrew Schultz or something like that, like a guy who did comedy for a while before he got big, but then got really big.
Yeah,
and he didn't have time. Like his first special, he was already famous.
Yeah,
he wasn't like a just like a club guy, like doing weekends in fucking B and C markets. He was already a famous guy because of YouTube.
That's the thing. Once you do theaters, you lose it.
Yeah,
you become lost in the sauce. You got to be a club guy forever,
dude.
And people don't like to hear. Comics don't like to hear that, but
some people I've seen. I mean, and that's the thing. I think
club comics are funny forever and irrelevant and die alone.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen some of the clubs that we're doing. I'm seeing some big names are there again, and I'm like, but you're still like pretty famous. But I'm like, oh, dude. But I was like, oh, Marin's doing a bunch of clubs this year. Marin's doing Helium.
Marin never like hit the top though, so he's still like normal funny.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh yeah, you're doing Helium in Portland. But I'm like, I think there are a couple of years where he was doing theaters like consistently.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, maybe you're like, I think it's better to do a weekend of. I'd rather do 4 sold out. I'd rather do 4 or 5 sold out shows that equal the amount of one theater show, but it's more fun.
Yeah.
Because I get to be in a fucking comedy club.
I gotta say my thing about Bill Burr.
Yeah, please.
Where I said he's a rich guy.
Yeah,
he was on a podcast and he was saying how he thinks it's weird how everyone was bullying the Ocean Gate people just because they're billionaires. And I wanted to be like, oh, you're too rich now. Because I was saying how funny it would be if it was like 5 homeless guys in the Ocean Gate. We're not making fun. A lot of people are making fun of it because it was billionaires. But it's just a funny fucking situation. A bunch of retards wanted to see the Titanic and died. Yeah. That's all it is. The money doesn't matter. But because you're like, I just think it's inappropriate. And I'm like, oh, man, you got too safe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's I'm sorry.
No. I think like, I agree. And I love him. He's probably my favorite comic of all time. But I don't love his newer specials as much as I love his older ones.
We gotta, the comedy needs the bubble needs to pop, and there needs to be no more money, and people need to struggle more.
I actually don't think that, because I'm finally making a little bit of money from comedy. Don't leave.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to pop it.
Yeah,
I
mean, dude, there was like so many fucking comics in. I mean, it also was Las Vegas, so I'm like, but there were so many comics in Vegas this weekend.
Do you want to talk about it? We can end it with. We're at the time.
Oh no, I mean, just mean like, so like we were at Wise Guys.
I told you
there's a million clubs. There's the fucking one inside the Strat that I was staying at.
Because in Salt Lake, anytime, if there's 2 types of comics in Vegas. There's comics, Carrot Top, residency. Yeah. Whoever else has residencies, they're all funny. They've all made it. They've proven themselves so much. I think Jay Leno has a residence, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Undeniably funny. They just,
or at least like undeniably popular.
Yeah. And then
the worst
of the worst. Like, you couldn't get worse comics in your local. All the people who couldn't make it open mics in your scene went to Vegas, because Salt Lake is so close to Vegas. It's like the people who live in Vegas and do comedy. It's like you could move to Austin, you could move to LA, you could move to Salt Lake City, but you choose to do comedy in Vegas, and it doesn't matter. They don't have to worry about getting keep retaining, like having repeat customers. Yeah, so they don't get good. They just have they get.
That's why like the Wise Guys thing is so interesting there, because it's like the people who actually live in Vegas go to that club as opposed to the people who go to comedy and casinos.
Yeah, that's brand new.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but like, and like, fucking, what's his name was there this weekend? Crystalia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was at the Laugh Factory there.
Was he? There's a Laugh Factory in Vegas?
I guess so. I saw like a billboard for it.
I hope it's 21 and older.
I mean, it's a casino, probably. So, and they have the Cellar in Vegas, I think.
What?
They had one for a while.
Wow. I mean,
but that was like it would be like people that I know or like or whatever. Like would go out there, like whatever. Like it would be like, oh, New York Cellar Comics would go out there for a week.
Yeah, touring comics are.
Yeah,
but I'm saying just the locals.
Yeah, the locals. Yeah,
the locals. If you want to see the worst comedy of your life, go to a local comedy club in Vegas.
I couldn't have spelled Comedy Cellar Vegas. I spelled it CLMEDYCRLLARBEGAS.
But did it come up?
Yes, it did. It said, "Did you mean Comedy Cellar Vegas?"
Dude, AI is beautiful. I'm all for it.
Yeah, let's see who's at the Comedy Cellar in Vegas this week.
Thank you so much, Mike, for joining me.
Of course.
On the MacArthur Experience.
MacArthur Experience.
Oh, I thought you were going to read off.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just it's a lot of, they get a lot of LA people there. Dean Del Rey, Jenny Zagrino.
That is, a lot of LA people do like
Orlando,
to go to Vegas.
Leba. Yeah, like, let's see who's there next week, unless it's.
All the headliners are great. All the middle and opening acts in Vegas, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know who you are, John Hilder.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't make fun of him.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, you stink. Anyways, thank you so much. This has been another episode of Cowboy Boys Podcast. If you would like more episodes, please subscribe to patreon.com/cowboyboys. If you would like a shirt, a cool shirt, merch, cowboyboys.store, rate and review our podcast. Listen to A Little Time Podcast with Mike Abrusci and Diego Has Never Been Fat in His Life, Lopez.
Skinny fuck. Yeah, and we have a Patreon too, patreon.com/A Little Time Pod. And actually, some crossover. If you are a Cowboy Boys fan who's always wanted to see Mac drunk on the podcast, and he won't do it on Cowboy Boys.
I would do it, but I have the time now to do it.
Now you have the time.
It'll be a solo.
We have, there's an episode a couple weeks ago where Mac got drunk on the podcast, the Patreon for a little time, and it's sincerely so incredibly funny. It's so, the part where you're so sincerely concerned about my dad having a heart attack. Literally 20. You don't remember it?
I don't remember it. I was blacked out.
I was telling a story about
of the way in.
Yeah, I was telling a story about my dad having a heart attack, and you were legitimately like, "Is he okay?"
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, "It was 22 years ago."
I remember people would send me screenshots, and I'm like,
"Dude, the screenshots are so." With the one where you're like trying to pull my leg out or something.
It's like I'm like using your lamp as a phone.
Yeah,
like
it's so.
What is going on?
It's so funny.
People have asked me to steal that episode and put it on my Patreon. And I'm like, I can't. I don't have the rights.
You have to. You can. How about this? You can go for $5. You can go and get it, and then you can steal it, like screen record it. Just you have to pay the $5 to get in once.
You pay once,
and then cancel. You can cancel it. You can screen record it. You can keep it. You could use some kind of weird MP3 video ripping website to rip it off YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but
make your money back. You only got to sell it 5 times to make your money for $1.
All I need I need your original $5. That's like, dude, it's the thing where like bootleggers, like people who would bootleg movies, they had to buy. That's the cost. You got to pay the cost of admission. You got to buy the movie ticket so you can record it on a VHS camera inside of a hat, and then sell it to people.
Someone was also saying on our Cowboy Boys Discord, available on patreon.com/cowboyboys. We have a Discord for anyone who's interested. They were saying me and Diego should start another podcast called Latino Heat, and they would pay $5 for it.
All right.
And I'm like, nah, that's why Mike's on the episode today. You always got to leave him wanting more.
A little bit more. This is our side podcast, 2 curmudgeons.
I don't know what our podcast would be. Mac and Mike, Mac and me.
No, it's the MacArthur Experience featuring Mike Abrusci. I'm your sidekick.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Don't go to Vegas.
Don't go to Vegas.
Bye. Yeehaw.